the Superstition Mountain Museum, and over here to my right behind me is what is known as the Massacre Grounds at the Superstition Mountain. Now, did it happen? When exactly did it happen? Why did it happen? There's many different versions of the story. Right now, we're going to talk to Larry Hedrick, who was the co-founder of the Superstition Mountain Museum, and get one take on the Peralta Massacre. The Peralta family, were they really mining up in the Superstitions?
Well, I don't know if I can answer that in completeness. This is part of the legend, and you just can't disprove a legend by not finding something. That the Spanish were in there, I have no doubt. There's evidence of Spanish workings in the Goldfield area. These guys, when they dug a tunnel, I would be claustrophobic to go into such a thing because they only burrowed enough to get in there themselves. They didn't make huge, and they usually filled them in when they were done. Some of those type of mines have been found in the Goldfield area, particularly up around Government Wells. But the massacre is I had a friend who owned that gold ore that we were talking about. He said in 1863, a troop of cavalry were camped at a ranch that was right across the road from where the new museum is right now on State Route 88. And they had scouts out. I don't remember what he told me they were doing. But they, up on the sides of Superstitions, they found some bones. And they've been there so long that there was no clothing or anything left, it just human bones. But it wasn't where the massacre was supposed to take place. It was way around the corner to the south, more close to the Buckhorn mines. And so something happened up there, but was it the Peraltas? Was it Apaches? I don't think anybody can prove that one way or another. It's just part of the legend.
So when you say bones, you're saying that there was more than one set of remains there?
Yeah, human bones just scattered all over the place. It would be hard to determine how many were involved.
So as far as the massacre, there's no real documentation that it happened?
No hardcore evidence.
Okay, what about the two guys that found the saddlebags full of gold?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm not going to bring up any names, but yes, that supposedly occurred because the Mexicans were supposedly up on top of Bluff Springs Mountain as their headquarters. And I have seen back in the 70s 2 arastas at the base of Bluff Springs Mountain. So they were supposedly bringing ore in from various areas to these arastas. Now, you wouldn't build an arasta unless you had something. And the Spanish rings were up on top of Bluff Springs Mountain where they supposedly tethered their animals. Bluff Springs had straight up cliffs and stuff. It was an ideal place for defense, you know. But supposedly the Indians was after them, and they were loaded up, and they had their pack animals with their arrested ore, and they were heading out of the mountains supposedly to the south over towards Miner's Needle. And the Apaches were there, so they came out first water and were trapped and battled up against the pillars there where the massacre grounds are supposed to be. And the Apaches had no use for that ground up ore, you know, and some of the mules got away, and the backpacks eventually fell off of them, or they died, or whatever happened to them. And somebody did find one of those backpacks. And we had a sample of that in the old museum when we were up at Goldfield, and it disappeared. Somebody tried to get it one time, claimed it was theirs. I wouldn't give it to them because I was running the museum. I said, there's no way I'm going to give it to you. You can't prove to me that it's yours. And I didn't know him from Adam's off ox, you know. But eventually it did disappear.
Okay, well, if these two found the gold in the area of the massacre grounds, wouldn't that prove that there was a massacre?
I should say a panniard, pack panniard, that hung on the mules rather than a backpack.
Well, it stands to reason if they found the gold in that area, then something must have happened there.
Well, that's what they said they found.
But there's no proof that okay. So that's what they said they found.
Well, okay.
Now, over the years, people have found all sorts of artifacts up there, pieces of saddle, nuggets of gold, or what have you, that prove that something did happen in that area. We're just not certain when, we're just not certain how or what. But it all leads to something happening right there in those grounds, known as the Peralta Massacre Grounds. Another one of the mysteries of the Superstition Mountains.